Yeah. Aquarius.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to As Told by Aquarius, the podcast where I feel like the government is trying to bring us down by forcing us to buy reusable bags as well as trash bags to now throw our trash in the throwaway. It's Aquarius, your host, birthday January 25th, and I am here with the Pisces, birthday February 24th. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
You got to speak all the way into the mic.
I have to speak all the way into the mic. Like all the way?
All the way into the mic.
Like I don't feel comfortable putting like this black thing this close to my lips.
You
like,
can take it off if you want.
No, because then now you just took off the covering and now it's just like a raw thing near your lips. It's just, you know.
Raw mics in your mouth?
Yeah, you know, like, it's not my thing.
And on that note, I'll be giving you the words of wisdom from the universe today, which read, when others ask you what you want, you may not have a clear answer to give them. Try to go with the flow and not plan out your schedule too specifically, because it can be difficult to control your course of the day. You will be more interested in discussing ideas for the future and daydream about what your life can become, and your friends can provide you with positivity and encouragement that will help you strengthen your belief in the future. Dream big. How you feel about that? Does it relate?
It does relate a little bit. Like that whole trying to control things. It doesn't work out. I'm kind of learning that I can't control every aspect of my life right now. Mm-hmm. And it's a bit of a struggle.
We blame Corona, aka COVID.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because it's just like if you're stuck in a house or you can't do anything else, it's just like you're trying to grasp at something, and it's just like, well, before I could just go out. Mm-hmm. Find my way into some type of adventure.
That's why I cut my hair. I colored my hair 3 to 4 times already, because this is the only thing that I know I have full control over right now.
Yeah, I'm not brave enough to pull off a Cisco, so I'm gonna keep with I'm gonna keep with black hair. Like, I'm fine.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
You know they have like the paint wax you could put in your hair for experiments, right?
No.
You're not ready?
No, I'll experiment with sunglasses. Like, that's where I'm going. Like, I'll wear different colored sunglasses. Like,
that's as far as experimentation and control you go.
Like, I got a nice orange one and a red one. Like, those are my Master Roshi shades, so I wear those from time to time.
Okay, fancy pants.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna go on a topic that kind of extended from a previous episode about multiple partners.
Yes.
What was your take on that?
I mean, obviously it's 2020 and you want to look at someone and say you shouldn't judge anybody based upon the amount of partners they've had. Mm-hmm. Because to a certain extent it shouldn't matter. Mm-hmm. But numbers do matter. And I'm not even really sure how to explain it in a way that like doesn't make someone feel offended, like if they're like closing in on triple digits.
Oh no, someone's always gonna feel offended.
Yeah, but like I don't think anybody really wants to be with someone that's had a shit ton of partners or just a ton of people that you've had sex with. Like, I don't think
most men don't remember how many people they slept with anyway. So
well, I know my number, you know.
You are a unique breed, I swear.
I mean, I could also remember every one of their names too, so.
I think I have photos of everybody I was in contact with.
No games on your part? No games? If you could find them, that's like, hey.
Yeah, no, I honestly think I have a photo of every person I've been with. I know that sounds weird, but.
If I still had those phones, I probably could find a photo. It may not be of their face, but I know that I would have a photo of everybody that I've been with.
You just look down at the phone. Yep, that's Sierra's nipple right there.
She was always great for a morning selfie.
Oh no. Flip phones, the magic.
Oh my God, flip phones were the best.
They really were.
Yeah, me and my Razor.
I still have one of my T-Mobile flip phones at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's impressive.
With the ringtone. Ooh, I'm fancy.
Do you remember how much we used to pay for ringtones back in the day?
I never. I'm lying. I paid for one ringtone, and that was that Jennifer Hudson, and I am telling you.
Oh no, I paid for the Bow Wow and Amari on "Let Me Hold You."
Oh wow.
Come on. That song's a classic though. Like
It is, but that's pure teenage.
Of course, of course.
Um,
If I'm spending $1.99 on a bullshit ass website to get a ringtone, I'm gonna get one that I know is an instant classic. Like,
I agree. So, with that being said, and the idea of you mentioning the triple digits, what is your preferred maximum of partners that you would want your partner to have?
you see, that's like an unknowable question. Because it's like an unknowable answer because I don't know what it would be like. It all really depends on how much I care about this person.
So, no, imagine you found the girl that you wanted to marry and you cared about her so much. Hugs and kisses.
Uh-huh.
And you guys decided that one day we're going to sit down and share the unmentionable information about each other. And that one thing was to write down the amount of sexual partners you had.
Okay.
And you wrote down your number, which is
17.
And she wrote down the number 48. How you feeling?
Honestly speaking, if she's somebody that I'm planning on marrying and stuff like that, probably doesn't matter as much to me because you've already made the commitment in order to spend the rest of your life with someone else. Like you've already thought about them in that regard. So you're willing to accept whatever past they have and things like that.
So if her number was 150, you still feel you good?
Like I said before, I would probably have to be in that moment because...
But how does the number 150 make you feel in general? Like a woman, just knowing a woman had sex with 150 men. I'll take that back. A woman having sex with 150 people because we got options.
Well, in this case, I'm assuming that there were 150 dicks. Like that's where I'm going with.
It
like,
doesn't all have to be penis.
Look. There's got to be some form of penis in there, like plastic,
the way
metal.
sex is now.
I'm not just accepting a tongue. Like that's
okay.
Like I'm not gonna just accept like, oh yeah, like we were in this great relationship. This chick, she ate me out like all the time. Like no, okay, like no.
Dildos don't count as penises?
No, like if that's the case and then she's like, oh yeah, then she fucked me with like a penis, then sure. But I probably wouldn't count that as the same as like a real life.
Okay, real life penises that are attached to someone of the male species, 150 of them.
I mean, what you would take away from that is that at least she knows what she's doing.
That was not the answer I wanted.
I mean, I probably would feel some type of way because it's not considered as special anymore. But even when you factor out 150 people over about 3.6 billion in the world.
Oh, you're doing ratios and shit.
But I'm just saying, it's still relatively a small number. But would I be comfortable if you were just like, hey, I slept with 15 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
15.
We can have a party with all your sexual partners in one small venue to talk about what your toxic traits are. So we just know about that.
But a couple of them could have just been random one night stands too.
And I mean, that also kind of says something on another part where it's just like if you have a whole bunch of one night stands, it's somewhat risky behavior.
Risky in the sense of STD risky or just risky?
I mean, it's risky across the board. Like, it's not just STD. It shows that, like, there's a level of risk that she's willing to take with her body. There's the chance of pregnancy. Like, I mean, it's all the risk involved with having sex, all kind of wrapped up into one moment of pure passion and desire that you met with some random person. Like
you said passion and desire.
But I mean, are you having a one night stand with somebody that you have no attraction to whatsoever?
Well, you can have physical attraction. That's it. You don't have to
but
have
that's
that.
But that's what I mean.
More.
It's like when you're in that moment, like it's pure carnal pleasure. Like there's nothing else to it. It's
okay,
like I want your body, you want my body. Like you're not. I don't think you're forming that deep mental connection with someone at the bar.
No, for whatever reason, when you said passion, I was like, that's deep.
I mean, I try.
I was like, wait, passion? Who having passion, hardcore passion on a one night stand?
I mean,
but
you
get
some of that dark liquor in you, and then you start going to town, and it's
the Henny.
Yeah, you give it that Henny look, and you stick your tongue out a little bit.
Oh Jesus.
Like,
imagine a guy. I'm just imagining a guy taking a sip of Henny and looking at you and sticking out his tongue. I'm like, go away, sir. You know what? Second thought, I'm going to the bathroom. Fuck that. Like,
no, it can't even just be a sip. This is you like half a bottle in already. This isn't
half the size of a personal bottle of Henny.
Yeah,
Okay.
like this is white Henny. You at the family reunion type shit.
Who you trying to fuck at
And
the
then all of
family
a sudden,
reunion?
and then all of a sudden, you looking at wifey.
Oh, okay.
And you see her over there. Like, first of all, like,
No, because we were talking about one night stands.
no, I know. Where like, just give me a moment to make this full circle, please.
I'll be quiet.
No, and then you kind of just all bring it back, and you know, it's like then you looking at wifey and like she knows she gonna get it because you got to give her that look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to one night stand purposes.
Yeah, back to this is probably a horrible example for a one night stand example out over there because you really shouldn't be hooking up with anybody at the family reunion.
Yeah, because I got so confused. You like family? I'm like, wait, I thought we were at a bar and you was drinking half a bottle of Henny. Got so confused.
Yeah, I went somewhere. I'm glad I brought it back.
It's okay.
But we probably shouldn't have gone there.
It's too late. It's
okay.
Recorded.
All right. I'll just accept that. Pisces accepts that.
No. But I guess in my mindset is because not only for the simple fact of 2020, and we've always had these hardcore double standards upon women that I just always mentally and verbally went against. That a number count on either male or female should not matter. Because one of those things is if that person never opens their mouth to tell you, you'll never know. So it wouldn't matter. Now, when you find out, regardless of how you feel about this person, especially if you already had sex with them, it shouldn't matter at all either.
I'm probably going to push back a little bit on that one just because, well, now I'm not going to give any names, but obviously I have a friend and she hooks up with another one of my friends who just happens to be a comedian. Mm-hmm. His number is pushing over 300 of random women that he slept with, relationships and just hookups at the bar after a comedy show.
Can we call him Conquistador? I like that name. It works.
Okay, we could call him Conquistador. Yeah, just for this one.
It
okay,
works.
so Conquistador, he's bedded about over 300 women. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, I don't view him any differently, but my friend, mm-hmm. Big Boobs.
Okay.
Big Boobs is just like, she's hooked up with him, but now he wants something serious, and she's just like, she's not sure if she's willing to take a risk on someone that has exhibited such a pattern over a long duration of time of just risky behavior that you're taking all the time. Like, you could be randomly hooking up with somebody, you don't know what they have, and even with condoms and everything else like that, like, you could still get something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, I think that also plays into the numbers thing where it's like.
But that's where Big Boobs needs to be a whole ass adult, along with Sir Conquistador. And they need to sit down and communicate. Just like I do with anybody who I have intentions of being with. Are you tested? Have you been tested? When was the last time you were tested? I can give you my results now via internet with no issue.
Okay.
And every person should be able to do that, regardless if you're just sleeping with one person or you're sleeping with 300, like Sir Conquistador. Now that, and it should say something to her that if she knows he slept with 300 people and he's looking at you and telling you like, look, I want to be with you. This is serious. I have more than just a little situationship entanglement feelings about you. I'm willing to like settle down and throw my whole Conquistador lifestyle away with the intent of being with you and being monogamous. If that's the type of relationship they both want to have with each other, that should say something on her behalf, his behalf, and they should just literally just go get fucking tested together.
Well, I mean, that's not their only issue out over there. Like, there are other things involved in that whole dynamic out over there as to why he's not, let's say, a viable partner for her.
Yeah.
But that is one of the things that came up there. And regardless of how safe you are or anything else like that, I think that number is somewhat important. I mean, obviously, you're willing to negated depending on how much you care about the person.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also does show that for the most part, we still have very Christian, puritanical views in society.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those are there for good reasons to some extent.
Yeah.
But you also want to feel like the experience that you're having with someone, regardless of whether it's just pure physical, it's, like a relationship where it's more emotional and stuff like that. You want to feel like that's something uniquely special that not anybody can just get. And if it turns around that someone's had 300 plus partners, it just doesn't feel as special anymore. And it just feels like this is something that you were willing to just give to anybody at any particular point for whatever reason. And it kind of deflates the whole meaning behind it. Like, regardless of what the other aspect of whether I'm saying, hey, like, I've given up and I no longer want to sleep with all these women. Well, at one point, you were just giving it away.
I guess I'm looking at it a little different. As you're talking, I'm listening and taking it in and trying to figure out, like, why I see it differently. I'm not looking at it in the sense of just sex, even though that's literally what we're talking about. Because if I have, let's say, for example, if I have 5 one-night stands, one, because all of these people are different, they're not getting the same thing. So let's say, for example, Conquistador had 300 women. Those women were all not treated the same.
Of course.
They all were not given the same quality of dick either.
Of course.
So even once he does decide to get in a relationship and he does, let's say, have sex with big boobs or whatever, I'm pretty sure they already did, but
yeah,
they do have that moment again, it's going to be of different quality. It's not going to be the same quality. She's not going to have the emotional connection. He's going to cater to her differently. He's going to, hold her to a specific hierarchy compared to, especially sexually, compared to the women that he's already conquered. He might feel more open with this person now because it's like, all right, I got the simple sexual shit out of my system. I'm with you. You number one. I feel comfortable enough with you now sexually to do something different. So that part and that aspect will make it special because he hasn't given that part of himself to every woman. Let's say Conquistador wanted to be into BDSM. He never tried it. He Googled it. He might have went to a lifestyle party every now and then.
Knowing him the way that I know him, that if he was into anything or wanted to try anything, he already would have done it.
No, I believe it.
My man's sexual history is extensive.
Oh yeah, so here you go. 300, that means you explored some shit. So like,
yeah.
But even in the process of exploring, the quality of it is going to be different.
And I fully understand that. And I get that. But at the same point, it's just like that number initially does hit you like a ton of bricks. And you're just like...
In that aspect, especially for the situation with him and her, it definitely is because that's a... on her part, that's like...
Right. And as I said before, you're willing to excuse certain things depending on how much you care about this person. But I also think once you're looking at the person as a whole, these things should matter as well. Like, regardless of how small it is... Would you feel the same way about a guy trying to get with you and his number's 2? Like, to a guy, that also kind of shows that, like, either A, you in, like, these super long and committed relationships, or there may be something a little off with you in terms of your potential in order to bed somebody. Like, or get someone to that point where, like, they feel comfortable doing this with you.
Yeah. I look at that.
And then the flip side of it is, how special is your thing if you're just like, I don't have a lot of partners. Like, I'm telling you that this is some serious heat down here. It's holy water. It's gushing of life.
They got that blessed wop?
Yeah, it's Niagara Falls when you touch my earlobe. Like, it's special. And you kind of go like, I know it's special because according to you, only 3 people have ever had the privilege
of touching the holy wop,
of even being anywhere near that. Like, and I think those things matter. Actually, I think if anything, like, the number actually should we should brag about how little our numbers are in comparison, because it's just like, hey, like to a certain extent, it's there. Now, if you choose to be more promiscuous, like you're fully within your right to. But like if someone was coming to me and was like, Pisces, I feel real special about this one. We should definitely like, this is how many people it is. It's going to make you feel a little better at the fact that this person is like, not a lot of people can get to this.
Maybe in my view, because I deal with men and it's not, and your lower extremities are not held to a holy grail, because that's honestly what it is to an extent, and not even to an extent, that's honestly what it fucking is. Your lower extremities are not held to a holy grail.
Of course.
But because ours are, a guy giving me a number doesn't matter to me. Whatever your number is as a guy, it wouldn't matter, because one, there's the option of you just being trash dick and just wanting to fuck everything. Two, you could have really good dick and everybody told everybody about it, and that's why everybody wanted it.
And now you're community dick. So
yeah, you are community dick, but community dick, it just happens because niggas have sex. And if you, like I said before, a lot of guys, I've asked the guys this too, they don't know their number. A lot of guys don't know their fucking number, whether it be
I think they're bullshitting you.
I believe that though. Now I honestly believe that.
I'm a guy. I've had enough conversations with guys over the course of years to realize that they know exactly how many unless you're talking to
a hoe.
Not even just a hoe, like, because that's the difference between men and women in that regards, at least from wholeness. Like,
well, we wouldn't want to call ourselves a hoe. We had sex with 25 men. We didn't do that.
I would have to be super attractive, which is, for most guys, that's how you get access to more pussy. Mm-hmm. Or B, I would have to show some status of wealth. Mm-hmm. Those are the two aspects that allows a man in order to get a lot of pussy.
I will say personality too.
Personality, you gotta maybe if you're trying to get some types, but if I'm able to get a lot of pussy, I'm displaying a level of confidence, because with that confidence, it just exudes on itself. And it's kind of like this snowball effect where it just, the more you get it, it's just the more confident you are in those moments, and you kind of figure out your personality as you go along. Because I don't think you've ever ran into somebody that's crushing it left and right and had zero personality. Like, I think that's a given that's
when that you become the sexiest man in the world, and you're crushing shit with zero personality.
I don't think those two things necessarily exist at the same point. That like you're just like you have zero personality yet.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have a little bit of it. They gotta have a decent amount of personality, but I will say looks will carry a man way far.
Right, but then it's like you need one of those two things, and I don't think that on the average, there's a lot of guys out over there that genuinely look that physically attractive to women that they would just like, okay, I'm just going to drop my drawers for you. Like, I just don't, maybe I'm not hanging out with the right level of attractive guys. Maybe I need more attractive guys in my circle so I can get their fall off, you know? Like, I'm okay with smashing the ugly friend. Like, it's all right.
And then
like,
hypothetically, she might not be that ugly.
Right, because if she's hanging out with the super attractive guys out over there, she's at least a standard 7.
Uh-huh.
So I think I'm looking good. But at the same point, it's just like, also, I've spoken to many guys. The amount of time that women hit on them is maybe under 10. You know, like they can really count of like a woman really going out of her way in order to like hit you up.
Okay.
Because that also plays into it. Like a lot of women don't.
They're not forward.
Yeah, they don't like. They're more afraid of the fear of rejection than anything else.
I agree with you 100%.
Guys are conditioned from a much earlier age to deal with rejection in a way that I think that also plays into like a lot of men's issues as a whole from a mental aspect.
Of course.
But we're just taught at an earlier age, hey, if she doesn't like you, you got to move on to the next one because that's just how it is. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult to grow up with, but how many of your guy friends do you know that are just like, oh yeah, this chick was hitting on me the other day and I totally blew her off?
Okay, so there's one particular human that I know where women do come on to him. And I've seen it physically, Multiple times they had thought that I was his girlfriend. And because we're just friendly people, they'll come talk to me. And they'll be like, oh, your boyfriend, he sounds amazing. And I'm like, that's not my boyfriend. She's like, that's not. I'm like, no. But I can tell even before they interacted with me that they were giving him googly eyes and like we're all up in his face doing the whole chatty. I'm trying to put your number in my pocket and put you in this box multiple times. And this is a regular thing for him.
Right. But
so,
scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is he as an individual?
Oh, no, he's a good 8. He's an 8.
He's an 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an 8. So
that actually makes me feel worse about myself because that never happened. So I'm thinking that I'm moving down in grades here.
Because it's like, I just know this human. I've known this human for
Wait, do you judge him as an 8 because of the way that you know him because he's your friend?
Yes.
So in all actuality, he actually might be a 10 because of how many women are throwing themselves at him.
Yes.
From that regard.
Yes.
Okay. So I feel a little better.
I know extra nuances, just like with Conquistador. I know extra nuances within that hypothetical 10 human that brings him down.
Okay.
To an 8, or could bring him down.
But just in terms of pure physical attraction, we're talking about 10 here.
Yeah. And
how many people objectively out there are 10s? Like, very few. You may run into a woman that may think you're a 10, but you are not objectively a 10. You just, like, you said the right things and she got it. But, you know, it's like, once you like somebody, they become instantly more attractive. Like,
I agree.
So, like, many guys are just not getting hit on in that regards. So for them to say, oh, I don't know my number, I think that's just another way of either you just saying, hey, I think my number's low in comparison to what I think it should be, which everybody has those moments of self-reflection and doubt and not thinking that you're good enough for whatever it is, and those things play a matter into it. But I don't think guys are out here fucking enough that they can be like, oh, well, you know, it's somewhere between 50 and 100. You know, it's like,
I've heard somebody say it to me, and in my mind I was like, you're lying.
Thank you. Like, you just don't believe them. You're just like,
yeah.
If you have to give a ballpark figure, like, no, you're bullshitting. Like, it's nowhere within those numbers.
But I honestly think that, with the exception of you knowing your specific number, I do think that men don't 100% know. I think they can give a ballpark round off, but it's not like between 50 and 100. It's more like 20 and 25. Like, they're gonna miss a few people that they just fucking forgot because either she was trash, the situation was trash, how the whole sexual escapade happened was trash. Because nowadays we can just throw away fucks. Technically you can't, but verbally you can. You can throw away people you had sex with when you're talking to people. So let's say, for example, you know your number is 17. If 3 of those situations were horrible,
I mean, they were. It's a couple more than that, but yeah.
Hey, now you're down to 14.
It's not.
I know that verbally, verbally, that's how you can do it now. Physically, you can't take that back.
I mean, I probably wouldn't take it back regardless of how it played out, because it's like, I've never just there's only been one person I've ever randomly just hooked up with that I've never had any emotional attachment to. I'm different in the regards that, yeah, I may get turned on, because obviously that's going to happen. Like, even if you're not into the guy, if he's rubbing up on you in the spots that you like to be rubbed up on, something's going to happen. It's just a physical reaction. But like, I don't generally tend to sleep with people I don't have an emotional attachment with. Like, I find it hard to get into it in that regard. So then at that point, it's just like, even if it wasn't the best sexual experience, which several of them weren't.
Damn.
It's still the fact that emotionally I was invested in that moment because I felt that I was sharing a moment with you.
Now I got a question. Now I'm just going to be nosy.
Go ahead.
So out of the 7, how many
17.
were... No. You said there were 7 that were bad.
Yeah.
So out of the 7 bad sexual experiences, how many of them were actual, like, relationships? Not necessarily saying it was your girlfriend, but like a long-term casual dating or situationship.
Just one.
Okay.
She was someone I dated for about 3 months, and it quickly fizzled out after that, just because we just weren't on the same page mentally.
Okay.
even outside of that. And then once it like, you can fix certain things about a relationship, especially like if the sex is great, you can, and there's minor issues in your relationship, you could definitely work past those. But like if there's actual issues there and then the sex is bad, it's just like, yeah, like we're not gonna work this out. Like, I'm sorry, like you gotta go. Like that's
nobody wants to do that much work.
Yeah.
I was struggling. I was about to say, because if 7 out of the 7, if like 3 of them was in a relationship and you stayed there because like everything else is great and the sex is bad, I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, but it all really depends on how bad the sex is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like if it's horrible, you might be at the point where it's just like, hey, like this, no, like I can't live like this. Like as much as I love you up here in my brain, like if you're not even getting anything right, you gotta go.
Okay, so what constitutes horrible sex for you?
Oh man, whew. Honestly speaking, like outside of just not being able to do certain sexual acts in a like I had a chick with a tongue ring that didn't know how to suck dick, and all she did was hurt my dick. Like I was just like, what are you doing? You showed off a tongue ring. You're supposed to know what you're doing. Like you're bragging about how you have all these skills, and you're literally trying to take a rhinestone to like the base of like, what are you doing? Like I had to stop her because I was just like,
did you tap on her head?
Yeah, I'm like, shit. This isn't enjoyable at all. Like there's nothing enjoyable about this.
No.
Like stop. Like what are you doing?
I noticed that most men, when they have like horrible sex, it's usually like horrible head. Like I know vaginas are trash too sometimes, but most of the time the head is like it's just so bad.
I mean, I've had one where like she didn't know how to ride a dick at all.
Well, that means she just doesn't get on top.
And well, first, that's a whole different tangent out over there. Like lazy ass, that's what you are. Like, but and then it was just like. Then I've also had some that like they were even just the talk was weird. Just like some of the dirty talk. Like when was the last time you were having sex with a guy and you just called it a cock? It's just like, what?
Wait, she looked at you and was like, I want your cock.
It's like, the fuck is this? Is this the 70s?
She's on porn star shit. She's on her porn star shit. Come on, you
okay.
wasn't feeling it? No. Oh,
not at all.
Damn.
This is a dick, okay?
I'm gonna fucking cock. I got dick.
Yeah, I'm black. We got dicks, okay? Like, get out of here. Like, yeah, BBC is a category out there, but it really should be BBD. But that probably means something else, and they were just like, let's just change it.
Oh, Jesus.
I've never heard a woman, and maybe fill me in if this is in girl talk. If you guys are going like, man, this guy's cock was so great last night. Like, it doesn't even sound appealing.
No, I'm the one that's like penis. Like, I'll say penis before I say cock or probably dick either.
I mean,
I'm that human.
Okay. I'm not gonna call it penis. Like we're not gonna do this.
I like science.
I think penises are there for pre-pubescent. Like, oh look, you got a penis. Like talking to the 7-year-old that decided to just run out the bathroom naked. Like that's how I view it.
I like scientific and like
The
educational
moment you
terms.
hit puberty, it is a dick or a cock, and it literally all depends on
the range of melanin within your tone
and also size.
Okay, so that makes sense too.
Because I kind of feel like if they say, "Oh, I love your cock," it just feels like it's small. Like it also sounds weird coming out your mouth at the same point. No pun intended, but still. Like,
I want, yeah.
See,
no.
try it.
When you say what am I saying? I want your cock.
Yeah, and then say I want your dick.
I want your dick.
Now let's say the other one.
I want your cock.
Which one sounded better?
Dick sounds better.
See, like it just rolls. It's just a better flow to it. It's just like, yo, like this works. Like I like it.
It feels like it's an extra syllable in cock that just doesn't.
It's that last K that makes it sound like it's phlegmy, and then you're just
for
like.
me, I think it's the C, the first C. The first C isn't connected.
Oh, okay. I thought it was that CK at the end because, like, for me, it
the
feels
same
like
thing.
it's like.
But it's the same thing in dick. The only difference is the first 2 letters.
Like, you're right, but it just feels like it's extra. It just feels like it just builds up phlegm. It feels like that's like a German word out over there. Like, like
oh no!
Like you guys are awesome because it sounds like you guys are hocking up Louis all the time, but it's just like Like, no. Like, no.
Oh, damn it.
It just sounds better.
That's a struggle.
Baby dick me down. Or baby cock me down. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Okay. I get it. That was a perfect. That was the perfect one.
Thank you.
Perfect example.
It took a while, but we got there.
You got it.
All right.
I will never question such a thing ever again. I agree with you.
Thank you.
And on that note, we shall end the episode with, if you have multiple sexual partners, take care of yourself. If you can, keep that number low. Your vagina is a box. If you want to open it, open it. You want to keep that shit closed? Keep that shit closed. Someone may judge you. But that's all on you by letting them know what you done did between your legs. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Check us out on Instagram where we interact. And I will be talking to you later.